All right, first stop on the first day. And this is what I also didn't know until yesterday, that the Berning, it's going to be the push-pull. Oh, wow. Hello. How are you?
Hey, cowboy.
Very good.
How's it going?
How are you? Have a seat.
Yes.
We sit a long time.
All right.
This is this is Chris. He's
Thank you.
fingers and playing some of my music here, my production.
Okay, so you're from Japan? Okay, come all the way. I already knew everything about you guys. So Mike Sweck from Unique Home Audio is looking to carry this line, and he told me to come check it out and told me about this. And then, of course, Rick Brown with Hi-Fi One. This is his push-pull.
I introduced them both of them.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is the new model?
Kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay. Let me take a closer look here.
Yeah.
Now this one's much wider than the one that I saw that Mike Sweck told me about.
Yeah, that's the
The other one is?
narrow one is in the back there. We had
okay.
it going yesterday.
Okay, cool.
And we're trying to decide when we will switch over again today.
All right.
The idea of new model is misleading
Because
they're
not
all
much has
the
changed, yeah.
Same model.
Okay. Just different sizes, scale.
And the size is all determined by the cell width that's in the speaker, because all the cells are the same width,
Okay.
which
You just
kinda-
have multiple, yeah, so they're all flat, but
they're all
create a
flat,
curve.
but it's all one membrane going down, and then they're just blocked off in the certain sections.
okay.
And that's to take advantage of the distributed resonance idea for improving the bass
Sure,
extension.
we lost power for a second.
So really it's not a it's not a curved.
It's not a curve. This is flat. It's about a 12 or 15 degree shift.
Shifts, okay.
And because there is some loss, like a minus 6 dB towards the outer edge
Yeah.
of a cell, the crossover point here for about 20 kilohertz covers like a regular slope for crossing over. Right?
Okay.
So you don't get any picket fence kind of beaming.
Is that right? Okay, okay.
That's how it works. And so this is 4 cell. That's 5 cell.
Okay,
The ones behind, the ones that are like here, they're 3 cell.
okay.
And that's the thing that I'm trying to get across on behalf of Sound Lab. They've always been happy to make whatever the customer wants.
Uh-huh.
They really haven't advertised or promoted those options.
Gotcha. Is the main difference extension with the bigger, more cells?
Yeah.
So you can go lower?
Yeah. Because the wavelength and dipole cancellation, if the wavelength is longer as you go lower, it'll cancel faster if the panel is more narrow.
Okay,
So you're losing a little bit on the bass extension, but it's not that much. And
okay,
it really depends on your room. You keep going back and forth whether, they're not too big for the room, but depending on personal preference, if they feel overwhelming or too much in front at you. The 3 cells are much more of a kind of a monitor kind of feeling, because they'll have a little bit less energy going out into the room.
interesting.
Remarkable, but all the electronics, all of them are the same. They
Okay.
don't change the transformer.
Strictly scale, and the extension is the main bit. And the reason why you're doing it this way, flat instead of curving, is that if you imagine a curved piece of paper, if it were to excurt this way, the tension would be different than when it excurts
Exactly.
this way. So you don't get that symmetrical tension out.
On the outgo,
Yeah,
it increases in tension too quickly.
too much,
so
yeah.
it cannot.
More than going the other way where it's
The other
curved,
way,
yes.
It immediately loses tension.
Right.
So if it's going back and forth, and if you're doing a push and pull for it,
It's not symmetrical
it's
look.
not symmetrical.
Yeah, so this is a smarter way to get that curved look, but keeping the panels flat.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go ahead and listen to it a little bit. We lost power there for a second, huh? And what is the price point on these?
These ones?
Yeah.
These ones are 30.
30,000.
Yeah. And the high ones is about 20.
20, okay. And how much different in extension are we talking about? This goes down to what?
You know what? we've never really actually tested it. They go
Okay.
all dip below 30 to 25.
25, okay.
You know,
But the smaller ones, how far did that one go down, you know?
well, I send a sine wave through it at 35. I can hear it clearly.
Okay. By the way, new fish leather shoes. Is the efficiency those all the same depending on the size, or they stay about? Is that the change?
It's more around 87.
87.
And up to the bigger ones, the 7 cells, it's about 90.
Oh, really? Okay. So yeah, this is only a 60-watt push-pull, but it's a ZOTL.
And it's only,
Yeah.
I mean, this can be pumped up a lot more.
Yeah.
If you want to request
Yeah.
to change the music. It's
Well, that's always the one trade-off. There's obviously a huge benefit to one driver type handling everything, the coherency and no different types of driver playing. But sometimes the excursion limits can restrict dynamics.
I don't think you'll find any restrictions.
No restrictions with this. Yeah.
I mean, God's a musician. I'm a musician from a past life. Corey Silver, one of his bassists, lives in Japan.
Okay.
He just said, "Oh, I sound like I'm in time with everybody else."
Okay. Because it's all the same driver. Yeah.
There's no
The coherency and then the line source nature.
alignment.
Yes, this is my type of speaker in theory. You know, it's all about how it's implemented. But even back to the original A1s, yeah.
The new ones, I mean, again, I don't know how much people want to know. There's about 30,000 volts going out
Really?
on the transients.
Okay.
And the big thing about what Roger talked
Yeah,
about,
the guy, yeah. He's like 90 something years old now, huh?
he's just turning 90.
90, okay. Wow.
It's getting the materials, and he said quite clearly when I interviewed him, it's really since the 2000s that, you know, really perfectly insulated wiring and all that was really developed and available. And the
To allow this to,
adhesives and the structures, I mean, it's really very rigid.
how much weight are we talking about for these big ones?
Not heavy.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
I
this.
lift them around myself.
Okay, yeah.
The ones behind, I know I'm a kilo.
You can 2 by 2.2.
60 pounds for the ones behind, so these would be probably about 80 pounds.
Okay.
5 pounds.
What does the lower frequency dial do? I noticed on the back of that speaker there's a lower frequency dial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 dB steps, and it's on 0 right now.
Okay.
Which basically it's flat, and there's a continuous variable brilliance, which if it's at 3 o'clock, it basically means it's flat, which is almost what it's set at now. If you're about flat, the impedance goes down to about 2,
Okay.
over 15 kilohertz. So it's pretty easy load, and the rest is 8 or above.
Yeah, in terms of a massless type driver as well, that's fast and great driver type. Now, obviously, for this size room, the smaller ones are probably your best bet. So yeah,
Depends on how you like your music, your room size, and what kind of furniture you have.
yeah. And obviously, if you can pull them out into the room and stuff, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, good to see you.
Oh, you're Rick.
If you come back
Yes,
later
yes.
or tomorrow,
Yeah.
or I know you're here for a while, then we'll have the other one set up.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do is come back later and then maybe we can crank it and try some different things. But I'd like to try the smaller ones because I think for the price point and size profile, it'll be very, that'll be a very, you know, these are nice if you have the big room. And even at 30,000, this is much more economical than a lot of, you know.
I'd like to see what it does on the lower.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll come maybe back and do like after hour, if we, just right after, you know.
Just give me a call because you know, Ricky's supported me here a lot.
Yeah. I tried to get them to come. Yeah. So these are amazing amps. Yeah. So yeah.
Asked for a book that they.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, appreciate it.